Marvel movies are bigger than ever, and here we've got Captain America's motorcycle from Age of Ultron. No, of course, I am joking. This is from Easy Rider. It is the signature Peter Fonda Captain America motorcycle, Easy Rider, 1969. First sort of counterculture hippie movie. We're here at Propstore talking about their big entertainment movie memorabilia auction coming up March 12th, 13th, and 14th with Brandon Allinger, who runs the LA office. This is wonderful. But come on, admit, everyone thinks it's from Marvel. Everyone looks at it and thinks it's
I'm
Captain
sure
America.
someone does.
Come on,
Yeah,
just tell me
yeah,
that every
yeah.
idiot like web person that comes in here who's like 12 years old writing for the web thinks this is from an
I'm
Avengers
sure
movie.
there's been a couple bits of
Yeah,
confusion, but Easy Rider, classic film, and also a
Easy Rider,
great book,
not
Easy
Captain America.
Rider's Raging Bulls, right?
Yes,
I'm sure you know that
wonderful on
book.
the
Yes.
history, not only the first counterculture movie, but really the movie that really changed the studio system with sort of realizing that they could make money with these sort of low-end movies and this young talent, including, by the way, not just Peter Fonda, but one of the first starring roles for Jack Nicholson. So that's where he gets his start. And it really changes the face of 70s movie making. You know, movies, those things that used to come out in a theater. Like Age of Ultron, Captain America. Um, this is incredible condition.
It is fully
Yeah,
restored.
restored.
So
Okay,
so
that's what
the
I figured. Yeah,
story is most of the bikes after they did the film were stolen and have never been seen again.
sure.
Theory is they were split out for parts. They just don't exist. This was the crash bike.
I'm going to go one step further. Stolen, split up for parts, and sold for drugs. I realize I'm basing that on nothing except what I
Yeah.
know about Easy Rider.
Yeah, in
Yeah, yeah,
1969.
in
Yes.
1969. Yes, exactly.
You may be, yeah, I can't confirm or
Yeah.
deny, but possibly. And so this was the crash bike. It was basically the only thing left. Allegedly, Peter Fonda gave it to the stuntman, and then the
Oh,
stuntman gave it to the gentleman who had it fully restored.
love
It
that.
is in fully restored condition, so obviously all the chrome, the leather, the
Which is
paintwork
gorgeous.
has been
Yeah.
redone. But it specifically traces back to that stuntman who is the
Right.
credited stunt
And
guy
the
in the film.
crash, obviously, again, those of you who haven't seen the movie, key part of the film. So that's kind of neat that it keys in to a very specific moment. And check this out, which I just get a kick out of. Peter Fonda actually signed it here in, I can't tell what year, but just kind of a nice little extra thing. And he's sadly gone now. So that's an added bonus, which is kind of cool. Um, we've talked a little bit about this feels in a great way different for you guys, if I may just like editorialize for a second. Obviously, it's not from Star Wars. It's not a Marvel movie. It's not sci-fi genre. It's a little bit more of, gosh, I can't believe we're calling Easy Rider classic cinema, but it feels like, classic cinema. And I think one of the things that was one of the things that has jumped out at me in this auction, where you're sort of, I don't know if it's, do you think about it as taking a chance or trying to expand your fan, not fan base, but the bidder base of people that are interested in other kinds of movies? How do you think about where this fits in?
Yeah, I think it is just trying to push the boundaries a little bit on the types of films that we have
Yeah.
represented. Obviously, some of it is opportunity based. So we had a
Right.
couple of different collections that have come up that had some wonderful vintage pieces. Ultimately, our job is very much the same. It's to catalog things very well, research them in full, present the information in the best way possible, and go out and market the items. And so, we feel that many of our bidders who are interested in the 1970s, the 1980s, the 1990s, the stuff that we're always selling, are also going to be interested in a Captain America bike
I
or
do,
even,
yes.
say, a
I
Charlie
think you,
Chaplin
if you
jacket.
are a cinema fan, this is
Yeah.
obviously you're going to know this thing. But I do think it's nice when, not that there's a section, because obviously everything's kind of alphabetical,
Mm.
but just the notion that there's a sense. I don't know. It jumped out at me in this
Yes.
auction that
Yeah.
there's a little bit, and as you say, an opportunity,
A
but
little
that
more
they
range.
they
Yeah.
kind of showed up in this new auction. I know something I noticed and I thought was kind of neat, and I thought folks at home would notice. Uh, does everyone who comes, once you explain that this isn't a Marvel movie, like just want to sit on it, basically?
We haven't let anyone sit
Yeah,
on
well,
it. We're
I
not sitting on
certainly
it.
am
Yeah.
not sitting
Yeah.
on it,
Yeah.
but I just really, really like it. And then I'm just going to point this out, and I guess technically from a movie, but we're just going to jump over
Okay.
here because it's just kind of wonderful and wild. Just because it's like, well, there's another motorcycle sitting here, and this is an Evel Knievel motorcycle from Viva Knievel, which I can never remember. I think is the pseudo documentary as opposed to like the one where he fights crime, but I don't know. Again, child of the 70s, you're too young, but you've seen them. Did you ever see the wind up thing where you would kind of crank it and the motorcycle would shoot
I
off.
know the toy you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. Yes. Yes.
That is just bringing me
Yes.
heavy toy vibes. And this is a really cool Evel Knievel jacket. And you said this was something that he's worn in a photo shoot or something?
Yeah, so this was originally sold by the family, has some letters from the Knievel family. There's a patch on the sleeve here for CMC, which I believe is something like California Motorcycle Corporation.
Sure.
And so I think he wore it in a photo shoot for them specifically.
Very cool.
That's what the letter from the family says. But
There's
it's
something
his signature look.
Right. There's something very wonderful about the phrase "the Knievel family." I don't know why that really makes me laugh.
Are
So
you pronouncing
the
that right?
Knie, no, very much, but it's just the idea
Knievels?
of like,
Yes.
no, the Knievels.
Yeah.
Yes. My guess is there weren't a lot of Knievels. There's just the Knievel family.
We have a Knievel section,
yeah.
a Dr. Evil section.
I love this. I love the way this looks, but the bike for me. And the other thing that I like about this bike, and it just is one of these things where clearly, it's had work and whatnot, and yet at the same time, there's an age to it.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one has had some restoration work done as well.
Sure, of
I
course.
think specifically the
But
paint has
not
been restored.
insane. I don't know. They're
Not in
not
full,
trying
right.
for.
Yes.
Yes, which
Yeah.
I kind of dig. Yeah.
Yeah, and a very different just overall aesthetic. I'm not a motorcycle guy. I don't know one
Yeah.
motorcycle from another, but you can tell very different sort of whatever you
I
call this,
believe
big
that's
chopper.
a chopper.
Chopper,
Yeah.
yes, with the big handlebars
Right.
as opposed to this sort of more like almost
Right.
like a dirt bike.
You don't quite need the droopy mustache for this one as you did for that. This is more sort of all-American Evel Knievel,
Right.
and that's more, I guess I hate America. I don't know.
This is
Something
cruise
like
the
that, yeah.
open road. This
Right.
is jump off a giant ramp.
That's irony. Go over there. That's irony. Over here, this is no irony, doesn't like irony. We shoot people if they bring up irony. So that's the difference. But I don't know. I like seeing both of these next to each other.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Yeah. Do you collect motorcycles?
I do not.
You
I'm
should.
trying.
You should really
I'm
think
really
about it.
trying not to. I do collect Evel Knievel like
Okay,
toys and
well,
stuff. So I don't know.
There's
yeah.
a door in here. I can see.
There's always a door.
We're going to sell you this bike.
Here's what I found about my prop collecting. There's always a door. I can find the door. You can
Yeah.
put me in a room with a prop, and I'll find a door.
Were you collecting like hood ornaments? Like
Yes,
this,
exactly.
Like, yeah.
If you'll sell me just the radiator cap
All right,
or whatever, the gas cap there, yeah.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
By the way, I have a friend that has visited the wonderful comedy writer George Meyer of The Simpsons, who has visited Evel Knievel's grave, which is a sight to behold, and he sent me photos. Look it up online, Evel Knievel's grave. It's as spectacular as you think it would. Evel Knievel's grave would be. I recommend that as well. If you're going to bid on this, you definitely want to bid on this. Fill the tank up and head to wherever he's buried. I'm gonna guess Texas or a southern state. That's just a guess. No judgment. Anyway, March 12th, 13th, 14th, Propstore Entertainment Memorabilia live auction. All new episodes of The Stuff Dreams Are Made Of are available now wherever you get your podcasts.